if you can look on my right, your left, you'll see that I'm cooking. But that's not really the point of this video. Creative block. I feel like creative block is when you get to a point where your mind is just exhausted and it's really not even interested in creating. One thing which is really interesting about creative blocks is that it hits you right after you were pushing super hard. In most cases, it hits you right after you were pushing with all with all the power that you have. It's like you've been pushing, and all of a sudden your mind goes blank. All of a sudden you lose interest in what you were doing. So this is really crazy because I've been there. I can say I'm a little bit still there, you know what I mean? But I'm fighting my way through, you know. And one thing which is really interesting about One thing which is really interesting about creative block is that the only way that you can get out of that state is if you start creating. You know, it's really crazy, man. It's like one thing which is stopping you from doing something is the exact same thing that you need to do until you start doing that thing. Okay, I have to rephrase that because it doesn't make sense. I feel like my English is not really that good. But what I'm trying to say is that if you were doing something and you get creative block, the only way that you can get out of that state is by forcing yourself to do whatever it is that you're being stopped from doing. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense, man. But creative block is really crazy and sometimes it can last for a year. If there's one thing that I've realized is that, you know, when I have creative blocks, and I can find myself creating, but I'm not really into it. You know what I mean? So I have to really force myself and really put passion into, you know, I feel like creative blocks, the only way you can actually break out of it, that's where you have to introduce discipline in you, you know. So discipline, or the way I see discipline is more like there is no inspiration, there is no motivation, there's you have detached feelings from the work, but you just want to do the work. You have no feelings between you and the work that you need to do. There's no relationship, like there's no feelings. You're not inspired to do it, you're not motivated to do it, you know, you're not even happy to do it. But for you to get out of that stage, you have to do the work. So that's discipline in a way, you know. So it's really crazy, man, you know. As I'm saying all this, it's crazy because when I'm facing like a creative blocks phase or whatever, you know, I literally forget all this. It's like I know, but I don't really take it into consideration, you know. One thing which I hate about being a loner or being an introvert is that you don't really have people that you can actually that who can actually talk to you and say, yo man, this is what's going on, you know, I've noticed that you've been lacking, you know. So you have to talk your way out of whatever state or situation that you're in, you know what I mean? This channel, for example, bro, I haven't been creating in like 2 months, you know what I mean? Not to say that I want people to be chanting for me, but it's really good sometimes to have a friend who's always gonna be like, yo, just do your thing, man. You can't just start and stop, you know what I mean? This is not really the end, you know. But like when you like an introvert or alone, I don't really have that kind of a circle. So you almost have to train your mind, you know, train your brain to be your own coach. You know what I mean? You have to train yourself to be that person who's always chanting for you, who's always cheering up for you, even when you're feeling low or when you're feeling down. You know, you always have to be that person who will go like, bruh, get yourself out there and start creating. Or it could be anything, but like in my case, I create, you know. Get yourself out there and start creating again. Ain't nobody's gonna do it for you, but you gotta do it for yourself, you know what I mean? It's just hard sometimes when you don't have people who are really close to you, or sometimes you can have people who are close to you but they don't really take your creativity or whatever that you'll be doing like seriously, or as serious as it is to you. Because I won't lie to you, sometimes it's really hard when you're just by yourself, and it's much easier, or better rather, you know, when you have people that from time to time come to you and say, yo man, just keep going, you know, just keep going. Because it can be really dark sometimes when you've been pushing yourself and it feels like, yo, you see no results, you know, and then you just start to give up, you know. That's one of the triggers of creative blocks. It's like you've been pushing yourself too hard, and all of a sudden your mind goes blank, you know, and you lose interest in creating. And also you must redefine your reason why you're creating. I remember I used to create because I wanted to prove a point, you know, and then I realized that I'm draining myself, you know, Now I'm just creating for me, literally, So yeah, I'm hungry, bruh. I'm so freaking hungry. Shoot. Let me upload this video now. Today is the 1st of December. So if you see this on the 2nd, it means that I've procrastinated. So yeah, I'm gonna put it out now. Is it still recording? Are you still recording? Oh, it is. It's recording. I miss you, man. But let's go. Shush!